Welcome everyone to episode 9 of Pixel Pals, and yes, it is episode 9 this time. Last time we did say it was episode 9, but it was actually episode 8. But today is definitely episode 9, and I am the Yorkshire Gamer, and I'm here with my amazing co-host.
I'm RetroSega81. Welcome everybody.
Yeah, how are we doing? So, it's definitely episode 9. So we double count, we double checked everything. Maths is hard, isn't it? I struggle to count to 10 at best of times. So
I'm agreeing with you as well, though, when you said it. So even I never picked up on it. So between the two of us, you would have thought one of us would have got it right, but nah. It was a test. It was genuinely a test to see if anyone else noticed.
Yeah. I think the problem is, like, I edited the podcast after, and then I started downloading it, and I remember distinctively saying it's episode 9, welcome to episode 9, and then I went to look at like YouTube and Spotify just to check what we were on and stuff, and I saw that we only just posted episode 7. I'm like, crap. So I had to like record another video of me just saying, oh sorry, we messed up, and then I chucked that into the edit. But then what I've done as well, at the very end, we usually have like an outro soundtrack, and I forgot to move it. So about 30 seconds before we're actually finished, you just get this bum 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 ba-dum, bum, and you're talking over top of it. And I just, I didn't realize till about 2 days after, and I thought, what, I'm just going to leave it in. That'll teach me to not double check. But yeah, have you been up to much?
Not been too up to much really at all, to be fair. Like the weather's been a bit rubbish here the last week, so it's just really been taking the kids out to do stuff. Watched a couple of movies. Watched I think we had been talking about it on one of the previous podcasts, Mad Max the game. And then I was like, I'm going to go back and watch the movies of it. So I've got them, all 3 of them, like the original ones with Mel Gibson. I've got the 3 of them on VHS.
Oh, yeah.
So I watched the first one. I just finished that. So I'm going to start the second one. And then I've literally just been playing like Precinct again. I'm just, like addicted to it. But I actually started playing, do you remember Payday? Is it Payday 3, I think it was called? And it's like the bank robber heist type game.
Oh, yeah.
So I had seen it had dropped on like the PS Plus like Game Pass thing. I can't even remember its name for PlayStation. So I played a few games of that, which was actually quite good. It's quite good fun. Like, so you get different like bank missions that you can break into a bank, or you like attack like an armored car or something like that. So you get to plan out your heist and then obviously go ahead with it and stuff. So I played a few games of that. And it was actually pretty good. I was quite enjoying it. And then what I started playing as well, because I was on my old 557, was, do you remember the game Black on PS2?
Black,
yeah, so I had only played a little bit of it before, and I was like, right, I'm going to start playing that. So I had to be in the Edinburgh office this week. So I was sitting playing it on the train on the way there and on the way back. And I was like, man, I forgot how good this game is, considering it's like 20-odd-year-old, eh? It's really good. It's really, really good. I'm surprised, because I don't think there was a sequel or anything, was there? I'm surprised there's not been. No,
I don't think there was. Yeah, they don't make games like they used to, do they? Like back then, it was just like, because obviously now there's like all microtransactions and it's all mainly online, isn't it? But back then it was just like plain and simple, weren't it? And there were really good games as well, weren't there? Yeah.
Yeah, and even the cutscenes, like the beginning intro, it's actually like a movie. So you've got like it is basically like a movie. Then you go into the game and play it, and then at the end of the first level, the next intro kicks in, and it's another cutscene, and it is like a sort of movie thing, eh? So you get quite engrossed in it, eh? So I've only ever got about to level 2 or 3 into it, not very far mission wise. So that's my mission now, is to try and finish it, because I've never finished that game. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I just can't believe how good it is, considering how old it is.
Yeah. Black is the only game that I've got left on PS2 that's platinum. And
is it?
Probably see it. Oh wait, no, it's there, up there.
Oh yeah, yep.
So I've got somebody on the inside going to sort me out, but I'll mention them later.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've been quite busy actually in terms of gaming. Usually, like my, because I'm busy like working and stuff like that, and I actually had a bit of time this week to do some actual gaming. So, first things first. I've played Still Wakes the Deep. Have you played that?
No, no.
Do you know
What's
what it's
that?
about?
No, I've never even heard of it. No.
It's basically this oil rig,
Mhm.
but it's on the Scottish coast, and all the characters are Scottish. And I thought I've done eight
No
episodes with
way.
Retro Sega, so I think I'll be all right and understand what they're saying and stuff. I still had to put subtitles on because their Scottish accent is so like so strong. I was like,
Mhm.
what are they saying? So I had to put the subtitles on. But basically, it's a horror game, and
Mhm.
if you imagine like Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 8, but without guns, it's kind of
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
that. And
Ah.
it's a fairly short game as well. I think I played it over 2 nights. And the first night I
Mhm.
probably did 2 or 3 hours, and then the next day I did maybe another couple of hours. So it took me about 5 hours, but
Mhm.
it's really good. Like something
What
happened.
platform's that on then? What system's
Um,
that on?
I think it's on PS4 and PS5, and it might be on Xbox as well. I'm not sure,
Mhm.
but
Oh, everyone's telling me the name of that again. Then I want to check that out because that sounds
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, Still Wakes the Deep.
Still wakes deep.
Yeah, but yeah, it's basically a horror game. It starts
Mhm.
off all nice, and then something happens on the oil rig, and then
Mhm.
everything just goes to shit. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like, there's quite a few jump scares in it and stuff, but it's quite a short
Mhm.
game as well. So yeah, if you've got a spare few hours, it's worth a go.
Yeah. Especially, see, that's what I like now with the Portal because I can just sit and like chill
Oh
on
yeah.
the couch if the wee man's having his supper or that, and play it. What made you want to play that then? Had you seen that online or just a random pick or?
Well, yeah. To be fair, like I'd seen like bits of it online a few months ago. It's been out about a year now, I think. I
Mhm.
think it was last August it came out, and I saw things for it when it was about to come out, and I thought, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I kind of like that because it gave me like Resident Evil vibes. And
Yeah.
I got some vouchers from work, so I just thought, oh, stuff it, I'll get it. And I think at the time it was like
Mhm.
25 quid, and it's been sat on my
Yeah.
shelf sealed for about 6 months. and
Oh, right.
and then my daughter, she's like, "Oh, can we play a game?" And she's 12. You know, she's not a young gun
Mhm.
anymore. And I said, "Do you want to play a horror game?" And I gave her some choices. So I gave her
Mhm.
the choice of Resident Evil 2, The Quarry,
Mhm.
or Still Wakes the Deep. And I said, "Oh, which one
Yeah.
of these do you want to play?" And she's like, "Oh, is that Still Wakes the Deep?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Mhm.
She goes, "Oh, Daz Black's played it on his YouTube channel, and it's right scary." I'm like, "All right, yeah,
Yeah.
sure." So I took it out, cellophane wrap, and popped it
Mhm.
on. Yeah. So, but yeah, like I say, about a year ago, I saw like little clips of it, and I thought, yeah, that looks pretty good. That.
Mhm. I'm going to check that out. I've never heard of it. I don't know if maybe once I see it, if I would maybe then recognise it, but no, the name doesn't ring a bell anyway.
Yeah, I think I kind of like the British themed like video games in particular. So like if somebody said, "Oh, it's just on an oil rig and then near
Mhm.
America or something," I probably wouldn't have been as bothered as much. But because it's
Yeah.
like in Scotland and stuff, and
Yep.
you
Mhm.
know, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of want to try that now.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely, I'll send you a message later with name and that, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
worth it.
I'll definitely check that out. That sounds pretty cool. Like,
Oh yeah, I've now got 2 world records under my belt.
yeah. So I saw your video. Well done. Well done.
It's nothing really, no bigger. Uh,
You need to get these printed out and get them on the wall because 100% that's what I'd be doing.
I'll have no more wall space left at this rate. Yeah, so the first one was fastest to get 1,000 points. And initially, when I did it live, and I weren't really trying because I didn't know that was
Mhm.
a world record that you could get. So I did it in
Mhm.
like 6 minutes and 52 seconds. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it again, but I'm gonna beat my score. So
Mhm.
there's an option to like skip optional videos and stuff like that. So I was literally just blasting through it, and so
Mhm.
I got 1,000 points in 4 minutes and 7 seconds. So I shaved like nearly 3 minutes off my
Yeah.
original time. Um, and then I saw that there's one for 2,000 points as well. So I'm like, well, whilst I'm here, I might as well give that a try. So
Yeah.
I did that in 8 minutes and 27 seconds. So
Jeez.
and
That's impressive, like good stuff. See, you've caught the bug now. You're gonna I can guarantee you're gonna be looking for more to try and get. That's it.
I've been looking at the emulated versions of that of Westlife. And I thought, you know what? Because I think with emulator, I don't think any rules apply as long as you don't like reload your state or whatever. So I could use the fast forward feature because there's like, whilst it's loading between each round, there's like a 2-minute video of this woman just talking. So I'm like, I could probably beat their record and just fast forward the time and just set it to like double speed or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but now I think I'm done with Westlife. I think I've embarrassed myself enough.
You now classed as a super fan, maybe a Westlife super fan.
I've not completed the game though, not legitimately. So I don't think I can class myself as a true Westlife fan yet. But worst thing was though, I did it live when I rebeat these records, and I started losing followers.
No way!
I just saw my counter going down like every couple of minutes. I'm like, yeah, should we put driver on? Shall I try? Yeah, I think if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it in my own time. I don't want to be upsetting people thinking, that I'm just a massive Westlife fanboy.
Brilliant.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Yeah, but yeah, still Wakes the Deep. If if you're listening, you've not played it, it's definitely worth a go. It's really, really fun, and there's plenty of jump scares. Really good. And
I think you've not played the Quarry yet, then, because that was one of the ones. I know that I think we had maybe talked about it before, and I had mentioned it. Like the Quarry, it is good. Like it's another good one. I enjoy like the sort of. I'll call them Telltale games, but I know they're not. They're like the Daft Technology ones and all them now. But it's good. The Quarry's a good one.
Yeah, it's like a butterfly effect, isn't it? Where you've got given an option, and depending on what your option is, I guess it's a bit like Heavy Rain or Until Dawn, or what's that that sci-fi one, Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, I really liked that as well, actually. I remember that one. I played that years ago, but you do notice it with, I can't remember if it is with Until Dawn, or I think they all sort of do it, is when you make a decision that obviously impacts later in the game, you do get like the sort of butterfly thing come up on screen. So you know that decision you've basically made is making the story go one way or the other. But again, it's probably got really good like replayability, if that's a word, because different decisions can obviously turn the story in different ways, and you get all these different endings and things as well. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I love all these type of games, especially if you get right into the story as well. You can just sit and it's like watching a movie that you're sort of dictating where it goes, so to speak. Yeah,
you're kind of like directing it, aren't you? You're the director. Yeah.
And there is some like annoying characters in it as well. There's a couple that you're like, I'm not going to go out my way to try and save them or that, because they're a bit annoying.
You're dead at the next opportunity I get.
And they're the ones that always end up surviving with me. I don't know what it is, because I try and make like the bad decisions and it always backfires.
Oh man. Right, cool. So we've actually got quite a lot of questions today. So I think we've got 13 altogether. So buckle up, guys, because this is going to be interesting. I've not really had a chance to look through them either. And there's actually one question that's just dedicated to you as well. Obviously we know who the favorite of the Pixel Pals is. Not asking me a question.
I was going to say, is that for my missus or that to get the washing done or something?
When you're going to empty dishwasher. Right then. So I think you've got a couple, ain't you? So do you want me to maybe just do a few and then you do a couple? Or
do that. I've only got the two there, but I've literally just taken them and copy and pasted them, so I've not really looked at them or gave them much thought or anything. So again, they'll be pretty much off the cuff. And your ones, I don't even know what they are. So this could be interesting.
The way we like it, isn't it? Right then. So the first two. So this is this guy's actually very popular because Ed Sheeran has actually named a song after him. You want to hazard a guess who it might be?
Is it his new song? I can't remember what it's called. No, it begins with an A. It's not
Yeah,
that one. That.
not As Is Am. It's not that.
Trying to think of Ed Sheeran songs. Nah, I can't. I don't know a lot of his songs. Not
So
the A-Team. It's not something for the A-Team. I remember that one. That was one of his first ones.
No, it's Shivers.
Oh, Shiver. That's right. Jeez. How did you not get that? Oh, no.
So yeah, Shivers has very kindly given us 2 questions. So the first one is, do you enjoy playing video games with others or solo?
See, that's a tough one because it's like I do like both, but I probably find that I play more solo now than anything.
Yeah.
Like obviously when I play like Fortnite and stuff like that, I would play, but I only really play, to be fair, with my daughter Alba when I play Fortnite and that, and then sometimes used to play with like Blue and Matt and whatnot. But yeah, I would say predominantly now is more single player. Although when I was younger, I probably preferred to play more multiplayer and stuff. Like I used to play a lot of Call of Duty and things like that, and even like before online. So you had like GoldenEye, for example, and then 64 or any of your John Madden games and all that. I used to love playing like against your pals and stuff because you had that sort of bragging right. Same with like your Pro Evos and stuff. But I don't know if it's now just as you get older. Like a lot of my pals that I used to game with when I was younger don't really game now. So it would be people that I've, to be fair, met on TikTok, like friends that I've made on TikTok that I predominantly probably have gamed with in the last 4 or 5 years. Is I haven't really gamed with any of my pals outside of TikTok, to be fair. So
Yeah.
I do like both, but I probably would say I do more single player stuff than multiplayer. And then even as well, when the sort of later Call of Duties came out that I did used to play online, I would always finish the single story first, but I would always put it on like hard-ins, so it would take me forever to get through it. And then by the time I then got on to play online, everybody was all ranked up to the hills, and I was coming on as this like level 1 and getting absolutely annihilated because I didn't know any of the maps or anything, But that was just the way I used to do it.
Yeah, I think for me, yeah, very similar. Because like if I'm going to play video games with others, I'd rather them be in the same room as me, like like couch co-op.
Yeah.
So like just like the older games like Worms, for example, or like a racing game or whatever. I find it's much better to have the person sat with me doing it because I don't know, it's more of a laugh and stuff. But like, God, what are we on now? So maybe like 15 years ago when I was playing Call of Duty online for like the first time, like I absolutely buzzed off of that because I was playing with my mates and we didn't have to arrange a day or whatever to all meet together. We could just log in and play, which was really good. But yeah, as time's got on, I just stopped playing online. I just prefer like the solo stuff. That sounds weird. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't get that buzz anymore from playing online. Like I don't even have the PlayStation Network anymore because I was paying for it, but I weren't playing online enough. And like the games that were coming out for free, they weren't really good at the time. So I was like, I'm paying like, I don't know. I think at the time it was like 60 quid for it. Yeah, and I was like, I'll just pack it in. I might go back to it at some point, but maybe if I get a PlayStation Portal or something. But yeah, I think for me, it's definitely, I prefer solo because then I can take my own time with it. And, I feel like I can just enjoy it without having to worry about like entertaining, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's funny though. It's funny how you should say that. Like just as you've said that about having somebody sitting beside you gaming. The last time I did do it, and I've actually now think about it, is when we went to the Euros last year to Germany for the Scotland games. I took one of the X2 Fire Sticks with me. And 2 controllers, and we had two. The first, because we stayed in a few like apartments and hotels, but the first apartments we stayed in, we were in 2 like apartments across a corridor from each other.
Yeah.
So we set up the X2 in one of the rooms, and then we had a couple of wee tournaments on Pro Evo, and See, like the banter was brilliant because it was a night that we had all been out, had a few drinks, and then we were heading out for a few drinks. And two of the guys, one of my best pals, Merton, and his brother, he was there as well. And the two of them, when they played each other, were going at it big style, like the slagging between them and everything like that. And I was like, oh my god, that took us back to like about 15, 20 years ago when you used to be like that when you played, because like you say, you didn't have the internet, you were just sat beside your pal or your brother playing. So I tell a lie, that was the last time I've actually gamed with them, and it got super competitive, like really, really competitive, to where you were not even having a drink because you were like, I'm not having a drink because I'm really concentrating to win this tournament. And it was just a mini tournament, like, but it was brilliant. It was really, really good, but the language was definitely rated 18, like some of the language that came out of us.
I don't know. I just like, I think it's better. Like you said, just for banter as well, because like, you know, when you're playing with somebody online, you can't see the face and you can't see them like doing an eye roll, like God's sakes or whatever. You can just hear them. So I think it's good when they're there because you can, you know, I don't know. It's just good for banter, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. That's one thing I'm hoping once I get like the game room and the pub and everything all finished, I'm going to get the boys round. I'm going to set up like maybe the PS2 with games or that, or even like my Mega Drive and stuff, and be like, right, we'll get a bevy on the go, we'll get a few games of that, and then we'll go out and hit the town. But it was actually, I totally forgot that we did that at the Euros. We've only done it the one time. That was the only night that we did it, and it was only for maybe about 2 hours, and then obviously we went out and had a drink and stuff. We never done it again. But it was literally like jumping in a time machine, going back, everyone, because it was in the bedroom as well. So we're all sat on this double bed playing with a couple of other boys. Like my brother's no interest, he just sat and had a drink, but he did watch it. And it was literally like being like young kids again, like in our early teens, just sat on your pal's bed, playing like Pro Evo and FIFA. It was class.
Sounds good. That Shivers has given us another question. So the next one is, have you ever put your console on wanting to play a game for then to turn it off because you couldn't be bothered to play it?
I do that quite a lot actually, but it's more not that I couldn't be bothered to playing it, as I end up while it's loading having a look on TikTok or like something like that, and then before I knew it, I've been pissing about on my phone for like about 45 minutes, and then I'll just think, can't actually be bothered playing it. That I'm pretty bad for that and getting distracted. So I would say that's probably the most thing I'm pretty bad for, is I will put a game on and it'll just sit in the background, and then I'll just get totally distracted with my phone, or like, especially now that I've got the pub in the game room, or that I'll have the telly on and something else in the background that will just totally distract me, and then it'll just sit, and then by the time I sit down, I'm like, oh, I can't actually be arsed playing that anymore, and just click it off.
For me, there are times like when I turn on the PS5 thinking I'm going to find a game to play, and I've got like games downloaded onto console and stuff, and then sometimes I'll find myself just doom scrolling through the PlayStation store just to see if there's like any good bargains on. And after a bit, I'm just like, there's literally nothing. Like there's so much that you can pick or play, but there's just nothing that I want to play. And then I just turn it off. So that's I think that's the only scenario I can think of where I'll turn it on to play something and just not. I find myself like, I think the worst thing is though, like I'll go doom scrolling through TikTok shop, but then I realize I've bought like maybe 100 games digitally that I've still not played yet, but I've bought it in sale thinking, oh yeah, that's all right, that's a good price, you know, £4, I'll have that, and then never play it. But then I go back to the store. But then I've got more. And I've got all physical media as well. And I think I've said it before. I've probably not played about 80% of it and I'm just like, what are you doing? And then I just go to bed.
I'm the same. I'm bad with it with PS2. I'm not as bad with my Mega Drive games. I'd probably say I have played about 70% of them. I've not completed them all, but I have played like a good amount of them. But the PS2 ones, I'm probably lucky if I've played half of them. But then I don't know if you're the same for me. If you maybe sit down and say, right, I'm going to watch a movie or something, either on your own or maybe with the missus or that, and be like, right, start on Netflix, go through all that.
Yeah.
God, so much. Right, we'll have a look on Prime. Now we've got Paramount Plus, right? Have a look on that. And I'm like, Christ's sake, that's like half an hour. And I've not even picked anything yet. And then you go through the next one. And then by the time I have a look, then the missus is like, well, I can't be bothered watching something now because it's like 9:45. You're not going to finish the movie. So we're like, all right, should we just stick on like a 20-minute episode or something? And then that's it. So I'm bad even with movies doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Because I just can't decide what to watch or that, and it's just, and I think it's because you've got, like exactly like you said, you've got so much choice. Like if you think of it back in the day, even when you had games and stuff, like when I had my Mega Drive, I didn't have all these amount of games. I maybe had the equivalent of that one like shelf. That was how many games I had. So that was the choice I had to pick from. Whereas now, like a lot of people have got like loads of choice of games. Even if you've got your PS5 or Xbox or that, you've downloaded a load of games. You've maybe got older consoles. And it's just like you've got so much choice to pick from. Whereas back in the day, you didn't have as much of a choice. So that it didn't seem like it was like as big an idea of what can I actually play here. You just put a game on and played it.
Yeah, it'd be so much easier if like if you went on Netflix and it says we've only got 3 movies for you to watch. You know, these 3 you've never seen before, but you're just gonna pick one. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I don't like that actor. I'm not bothered about a rom-com. I guess I'll watch this one.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, there's literally hundreds and it's not just TV, movies. It's TV shows as well, and
I know
also like comedies, like stand-up now as well. They've put stand-up on there as well, haven't they? So.
I was like, even with the wrestling, when the wrestling came over to Netflix, I was sitting watching all the old WrestleManias, Royal Rumbles and stuff, and then I stopped doing it because I've got quite a few like wrestling VHS tapes, and I was almost watching the ones that I had on VHS on Netflix, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to watch them on VHS because that's how I used to watch them when I was younger. But there's just so much there. It's just like, and like my daughter's bad for like watching a wee bit of something. Then she goes to the next thing, watches a wee bit of something, then jumps to the next. And this could all be in the space of like an hour. She's watched like 3 different parts of movies and fast forward and rewind, and it drives me insane. But it's just because she's so used to having that at her fingertips, eh?
Yeah. Don't know the bones sometimes, do they, these kids?
Nah, they certainly don't.
The next question is from El Mundo. And his question is there a game you've always wanted but never managed to get hold of for whatever reason?
One I've always wanted and never been able to get a hold of. For the Mega Drive, I would say it's Sunset Riders, even though the arcade version I think is the better one out of the SNES one, the Mega Drive and the arcade. I've always wanted it on the Mega Drive, Sunset Riders, because it's quite, a lot of people don't know the type of game, and obviously it is a bit of a big hitter. So I'm probably never going to spend like over £100 on a game, but that's just me. But yeah, Sunset Riders is the first one that comes to mind. I'm trying to think if there's any others that I've got here. I'm trying to think. You know, another one would be Alex Kidd in Miracle World, even though I've got it on the Master System, because I have got my Master System and it's built into it. So I'm working with Alex Kidd built in. But it would be cool to have the actual game, but the actual game is bloody expensive. Like, I'm sure it's, it's over like £100, eh? And obviously it's quite a big, well-known game, but I don't know if it's because it was obviously built into a lot of the consoles that people didn't have the actual game because they maybe just bought the console version built in. So it's obviously there wasn't maybe as many copies kicking about in the wild, so to speak. So I would love that. I've never got it, but I would love to have and another one that's just jumped to mind now since I'm talking to you on the Mega Drive would be Streets of Rage 3, because I've got 1 and 2, but I've not got 3, and I've never really played 3. I've only played like a little bit of it when I've done like the lives with the game sticks, and somebody have said, oh, has it got Streets of Rage 3 on it, and I'll play a little bit of it. But again, it's another big hitter. It's like about 150 to 175 pound, and I just can't justify spending that sort of money on like a Mega Drive game. Unless I had some vouchers or something, but
I think you wouldn't play it as much as you'd want, like, because I don't know about you, but I'd be worried about like damaging it or overplaying it and it burning out or something like that. And because now we've got all these emulators and stuff, like it's nice to have on the shelf as like a relic, but you've literally got it at your fingertips already, but it's just not one that you can hold in your hand, is it? I know exactly
No.
what you mean. Yeah, I think last time I saw Streets of Rage 3, I think it was in a CAX, and yeah, I think you're right. I think it was like close to 200 quid. It was.
Yeah, I think the price does fluctuate, but it certainly doesn't drop under like 160.
Yeah.
I think 175 was the last time I saw it, but I've never seen it in a CEX. I've only like had to look on the app and stuff.
Yeah.
But although in saying that, now talking about that, I was in CEX on Sunday, was it? I went in on Sunday, the one in Dunfermline, and they had that Rule of the Rose game on PS2. They had that in there, and they're like their posh bit where it's like behind the metal glass, the clear glass, and Rule of the Rose was there. I can't remember how much it was. Was it like 280 or 320? Would that be about right?
Sounds about right.
I remember. Yeah, it was roughly about that, But I looked at it and I was like, oof, and there was a couple other like Silent Hill 2 was there. And it was about 80 quid or something, but it was the cardboard box one, but it looked pretty battered, to be fair. And I think Silent Hill 3 was there as well, actually, on PS2. There was a couple of big hitters that were sitting there, And they've got the Deadpool one as well. Actually, sorry to keep rattling on here. Deadpool on PS4, because that's a game that I know it's went shooting up in price.
Yeah.
And the Deadpool movie came out, obviously the one that Hugh Jackman was in as Wolverine as well. And it looks pretty good. But from what I've heard, yeah, it's good, but it's not worth the price tag of it going shooting up in price just because of that movie,
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure people have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Nolan North voices Deadpool in that as well. The guy, the guy who does Nathan Drake.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I never knew that. Like
I say, people have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
I haven't realised that. No.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, like you said, like it spiked up in price, and I was looking at sold items on eBay to see, how much it's actually selling for. And I'm pretty sure I saw one of them sell for like 900 quid. I'm like, there's no way that's worth 900 quid. Yeah, like, why are people paying stupid money like that? But it's definitely dropped a lot since then. But yeah, people are paying stupid money for it. Crazy.
That's crazy, like.
Yeah, for me, there's only two that springs to mind. One is Ghost in the Shell, which I think I mentioned in the last video. It's like a robot shooting game. That's on the PS1, and that keeps going up in price as well. Like, I think I saw, it might have been about 3 or 4 years ago, where when I was just started to collect like big again, and I'm pretty sure I saw it for like 120 quid, and at times like, that's too much. I kind of wish I bit the bullet then, because it's literally doubled in price now. It's like 250 quid, and part of me is thinking, is it just going to keep going up or is it going to drop? So yeah, if I was given the choice, that would definitely be one of them. And the only other one that I can think of is on the Mega Drive, which is Rystar.
Oh, I know you love that. Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah, again, I think I've mentioned it in a previous episode. I think it was one of the keep remake deletes, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like episode 2 or 3 we talked about it. It was early on anyway.
But yeah, that one, it's hovered at around £100. It's not really shifted from there, but like the majority that I've seen, I either don't have a manual or it's absolutely battered. But Kenny's in Dinnington has one, and it's like mint, and it's like 105 quid. And I kind of wished, because when I had the £500 to spend,
I was going to say, was that not there at that point? No.
It was there, but I convinced myself I was going to bulk out the PS1 collection. I thought it'll be there, But hindsight's a beautiful thing, innit? I wish I'd not done that. I wish I'd sacrificed some of these games and just got it so I had it. But yeah.
It is crazy though, because prices are changing quite a lot. I'm noticing it, like, for example, PS2 games. So even when I went into the Dunfermline CEX there was literally hardly any PS2 games there. And I was speaking to Jamie, GPS Darko, so buying a couple of PS2 games off of him because he's always got doubles and stuff. So I usually randomly message him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've got this one." So he'll send me pictures. So I'm getting a few games off him, and then I think he was like, "All right, that'll be £35," and I was like, "Oh, you got any games that are about a fiver, and I'll just get it up to 40 quid." And he's like, "To be honest, he's like, a lot of these games are going up in price now." He's like, "I'm struggling to get like fodder games for cheap because I don't know if it's because people are keeping a hold of physical media now. You've not got as many people trading stuff in, but that's the last couple of CEXs I've been to, and it used to be loads of PS2 games. You'd have about 3 sections worth, and it was literally like one section. I went to the one in Glenrothes, and there was hardly anything at all there. The one in Livingston was dire. There's literally nothing in them. Whereas then I see Jamie do his videos and other people do CX videos, and their stores are like absolutely rammed full of them.
Yeah.
I always get them mixed up now. Is it Retro Revisit or Retro Revival?
Revival.
Guy. Yeah, I always get them mixed up, so apologies if you do listen. Noticed he went and he done his video for CEX to buy every game that he didn't have.
Yeah.
And it looked like they had absolutely tons of games. And I was like, I want to know what blooming CEX is like that up here, because I've not been in one in Scotland like that for donkeys.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, I wonder if people are just keeping hold of it now because, like, even like when I go into charity shops, like, although you know they don't generally stock games like CX do, but they're clued up on the prices now because, like, you know, this time maybe 2 years ago, I'd go into a charity shop near me and they were literally just they're all 50p a game, you know.
Yeah.
But now, like, I go into the same shop and they're wanting like £5 for FIFA, and just like,
yep.
Really? And they literally they must go into CEX and go, right, how much are they selling this for? All right, we'll just put an extra quid on it or something.
Yep.
But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But yeah, it's a shame that, especially if it's like your local CEX. Like, so it's like, for some people, that's like a quick fix, isn't it? Because like people don't want to be paying delivery charges on eBay and all of that, and you know, they want to physically hold and have a good inspection of what they're actually buying. Whereas online, you never truly know, do you, till it arrives.
Yeah.
And then
and that was the thing, exactly that, because I was like, we're taking the wee man to soft play, and what we usually do is you get booked in for an hour and a half. So my missus will go do a wee bit of shopping and do what she needs to do. She went away with my daughter because she had a couple of presents to get for my daughter's pal's birthday party. So when she came back, I was like, I'll nip out to CEX for like 20 minutes. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to just fill out some of my PS2 games with a couple of like £1 and £2 like cheapy PS2 games. And there was literally none. There was one game. What was it? I can't even remember what it was now. It was like £2, and I picked it up and I had a look. And then I looked at the queue, and there was like 5 people in the queue, and I'm like, I'm not waiting in the queue for a £2 game. And it's like, nah. Whereas if I had about 3 or 4 games, I would have been like, I'll just wait in the queue. I didn't mind. But for one £2 game, I was like, nah, I'm not waiting in that, because you know what it's like. Even if there's like 5 folk in the queue, you're there for about bloody 40 minutes. I don't know. It must be like the slowest tills in the history of the world. And CEX, like, there's been a few times where I've been waiting in a queue, and then I was like, to hang with this, I just put the game away and just walk out because I can't be bothered waiting any longer.
Yeah, no, don't blame me, mate. Right, the next question is from Red Ramrock, and their question is, favorite music from a game?
Favorite music from a game? Terminator on the Mega CD. The soundtrack on that is brilliant. If we're talking music, obviously, I take it, like Vice City is probably like my number one up there, but that's like the radio stations, the Heart Radio 80 stuff. But if I'm talking like actual just music to a game, Terminator on the Mega CD, the music on that is brilliant. It's really, really good. It's like proper. I can't remember who composed it now. Tony did tell me, and it's somebody quite famous, I think. I'm sure it was Tony that told me, but it's all just like guitar riffs and everything, like sort of rock music. And as you go through the game, it gets a bit more like harder and harder, but it's really, really good. So that is by far, I would say, it's definitely the first one that pops to mind for me. Like,
that's good. That listen, yeah, I love rock music, so especially if it's like 80s as well, like 80s theme.
It is, as you like it, like it's really good, and the game's brilliant as well. It's better than the Mega Drive version of the Terminator, but again, it's a big hitter. It's expensive, but I've got like a burnt copy of it somewhere. I probably shouldn't say that, like, but that's it.
Yeah,
Well, I shouldn't say that, but maybe that's another one for El Mundo's question that I would like to actually get. I'd love to have that on the Mega CD, but again, it's over £100 a day, so it's not
yeah.
cheap.
For me, I think we might have answered this one or a similar question before, but yeah, for me it's Journey on the PS3.
Mhm.
In fact, I think it might have been first or second episode, and that's when you said I've never played a PS3.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I think it's that. Maybe it's that one. But yeah, it's just all orchestral music, and as you know, you play this character, and like you're going through like this terrain and stuff, and sometimes like the music's really playful, and then the others it's like quite dark and gloomy, and yeah, it really sets the tone for the game. And then the final track, once you get to like the credits, the cutscenes, and it's somebody singing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like that song, and again, I think I've said before, like I enjoyed it so much that I ended up buying like the CD for it and the vinyl.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I listen to it every now and then. Just if I just want to zen out, like if I'm
Mhm.
working or something, I'll just put it on in background, like on
Mhm.
Spotify or something. Yeah,
It goes perfect with the game though. That, like, because obviously I hadn't played that game till you recommended it, and then I downloaded it and played it, and it does. The music to it is so chilled out and zen, but it goes well with the game as well because it is quite a chilled out zen game. Like, there's never a bit where you're sitting going, like swearing at it or that because you get frustrated with it. But it's just a cozy game, I suppose people
yeah,
call certain types of games a cozy game. But yeah, the music's perfect for it. It's just, I think it's really well suited.
hmm The next question is from Chris V316. So his question is, what's a franchise that deserves a remake, but you've had let me start again. What's a franchise that deserves a remake, but you have to remove a remake from history? So his suggestion is he would love to remake the Dino Crisis franchise, and he would replace the Onimusha remake in its place. So
All right. Okay.
if
Hmm.
you had to think of a franchise to remake, what would you remake? But also you've got to remove a current remake from history to replace it.
I'm going to throw that one to you first, so I've got time to think. I kind of think of that one. That's a good question, actually.
Yeah, isn't it? Like I'm
Mhm.
trying to think of a remake that I wasn't really bothered about.
Yeah, I've not really played a lot of remakes, to be honest, because if it's
Yeah,
a game I've played before, so even like the Grand Theft Auto remakes and the Mafia like remakes that they've done, like the Define editions and everything like that, because I played them originally on like the original platform or console, whatever you want to call it, I can't even think of a remake I've played. But I tell a lie, I played a little bit of the Tony Hawk one on PS5, and it just wasn't as much as it looked beautiful. Don't get me wrong,
yeah,
it, it wasn't Tony Hawk for me, and that's me playing like the PS1 version. I think like the one that is my OG one, for example, that I like. I prefer it to even the PS2 ones. Um, but yeah, I don't really play a lot of remakes. If I'm perfectly honest, I can't think of the last one
no. I'm
I
just going to
really
quickly
played.
turn
Hey.
around. I'm just going to quickly
Mhm.
turn around and have a look to see if there's any games that stand out, because I think Dino Crisis is a really good shout.
Yeah, that is a
Um,
good shout, actually.
oh, I know which one I'm going to get rid of. Well, I'll not say it
What's that?
yet. Uh, okay, I'll tell you which one I'm going to get rid of while I'm thinking of
Mhm.
the one that I want to remake. I will get rid of the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, the remake,
All right, yeah. Mhm.
because that
Is it not?
absolutely.
I've not played it. Like, is it not very
Have you
good?
not? Don't play it.
No.
Well, it's fun. It's fun to a
Uh-huh.
degree, but at points it proper boils my piss. Uh,
Ah, all right.
just the achievement hunter in me wants to get every single trophy and stuff. So,
Mhm.
um, but it's so much harder to
Mhm.
actually play. So, like, I completely forgot how hard Crash Bandicoot was, because like back in the
It's
day,
hard.
it was like one of
Mhm.
the first games that I played, and I used to just muscle through it. And I remember just really enjoying Crash Bandicoot back in the day. And
Mhm.
then, yeah, the remake came out, and I completed the game, which was fine. But then they've introduced like a speedrun thing where for every there's like certain boxes that knock like time like seconds off your timer, to lower your speed run, and then some levels are just impossible. So I managed to do it on the first one, the remake for the first one, and there's like an icy bridge, and you've got to like jump over warthogs, and you've got to bounce on tortoises and whatever. And I literally did it with the skin of my teeth, and I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, thank God that's done with. Then I moved on to Crash Bandicoot 2. So again, I completed the game, and then got to the speed runs, and I got halfway through, and again, it's like an icy level, and I literally remember spending about 2 hours trying to do the speed run level, and every time I'd just fail at the same part. And then one time I got past. I'm like, thank fuck for that, right? Okay, let's go. And I literally died straight after. And I just remember just putting my pad down, going, I'm not going to play this anymore. And it frustrated me so much that I didn't even move on to Crash Bandicoot 3. I thought, you know what? I'm not playing this anymore. It's just getting me angry. So I'd get rid of the Crash Bandicoot trilogy remake.
I've actually thought of ones that would get remade now. I've got a couple. I don't think I could just pick one, and they're all pretty much sports stuff. So I would have to say FIFA Street. I'd love to see that remade now, because FIFA Street 1 and 2 on the PS2 were brilliant. They were absolutely awesome. The only problem is, I think if they'd done it nowadays, I don't think you would have as many like superstars as what you had back then, because you had like Zidane and like Ronaldinho and everything. I think nowadays it wouldn't have as much glamour about it, because there's not as many like superstar flashy players like that as there was. But I'd definitely say that, and I would probably say LMA Manager as well. I'd love to see that come back. And probably like the old championship managers, like that sort of game engine. So I know they're all quite sporty ones, but they're the ones I would definitely, because I spent so much time playing them when I was younger. Not so much LMA, because I hadn't played that until recently, but the other ones, definitely I'd love to see them get remade. Like,
I'm literally struggling to. I'm just sorry. I've just had my back turned to you all that time while you were talking. You know what? I'm going to agree with Chris V316. I think Dino Crisis needs a remake, because as soon as he read that, as soon as he put that question and I read it, straight away I thought Dino Crisis. But then he put Dino Crisis would be the one that he would choose, and I'm kind of cheating, but I 100% agree. Dino Crisis would be awesome as a remake of that franchise, and even. Did they bring a third one out? I don't even know. Definitely wasn't on PS1.
Not that I'm aware of.
No,
not that I'm aware of. Like,
I felt like I cheated then. I feel dirty.
Between the two of us, we've muddled one answer together between the two of us, so we're fine.
But yeah, no, I completely agree with you about FIFA Street. Like, they were just unique in their own way, weren't they? And they've not done anything since, have they? Like that anyway.
Nah, not really. Like, and even the music in them as well. You can tell they went down the sort of Tony Hawk route. We're getting like a proper soundtrack on it and stuff as well as you were playing. I probably prefer the first one, if I'm honest. Like music wise and everything, I thought the first one was like brilliant. But they both are good. Don't get me wrong. But I can't think of a game recently that's sort of done that. But again, if they did do it, I don't think there would be like the level of world superstars in it that when you're building teams with like Zidane and Henry and everything like that for like France, and then obviously the crazy. I don't even think Scotland were in it, so we didn't even have enough bloody players to bring together a FIFA Street team, which is even more depressing. So I just have to go Italy all the time. But I'd love to see them do it now. That would be class. And we'd have to have a Scotland team. I'm not sure what star rating we would have, like probably 2, but I'll take that.
Right, the next one. I'll do this next one, and then if you want to do your 2, and then I'll do the rest of mine. So this one is from Trozone325. What would you say is the most influential? I can't even say that. Influential. What would you say is the most influential game of all time?
All time influential game. I don't know if it's a bit of a cop out, but I would probably say the start of the GTA series, like GTA 3, for just the whole open world aspect of it. Because until that, before that, I can't think of anything that came out like that had such a big open world like that allowed you to do all these different things and side missions, and you had your main storyline that you could follow the main story, or you could literally just go out on yourself and do whatever you wanted, racing about, trying to get like your 5-star warning to get the police to chase you, and things like that. And I think if you look at what came after that, even just with what came out from Rockstar with like Red Dead and everything, but if you look at like how games did change after that, and it was like they had to try and get open worlds bigger and bigger and bigger, and been able to do like loads more side missions, and basically you're in control of the game, so to speak, and you can do the main missions whenever you want to. But for me, I would say, I think probably GTA 3, like, or because even like GTA 1 and 2 on PS1, they were good games and everything. They did have that open world aspect, but comparing it to what came out for GTA 3 on PS2, for me that was like light years ahead of what was on the PS1 for it.
Yeah, I think the only game that reminds me of GTA 3 that came out before is Driver 2, but I think GTA 3 definitely did it. Like you say, like in terms of like the story and the fact that you could just free roam, and I think GTA did it much better. And I think we've talked about it before, like playing the first two on the PS1, GTA 1 and 2, and then you go from just like a bird's eye view of just these little pictures, floating around on a map, to this like massive open world. I think that probably changed the way that games were made, like in that style. So like I'm trying to think of like other games.
I mean, you had like what was it, the True Crime LA, True Crime New York, The Getaway. There was probably loads of others that came out in the back, even just the soundtrack. So think of like GTA giving you the option to change the radio channel, and each radio channel was like, I don't know how long it maybe was on for until it looped, maybe an hour and a half, I don't know. But having that sort of choice in it as well. And then obviously there was games like Scarface that came out as based on movies. It was then another open world. And there was quite a lot of them that sort of came out at the back of that. I think obviously PS2 as well was like a big driver of that, just for how much of a step up it was from PS1 to PS2, and just how much more like power it had, and how much more they could actually cram into a game. But yeah, for me, I can't think of anything before. I mean, obviously you've got like your Sonic and Mario and all that sort of stuff. But for me, GTA 3 was like, that is when it pushed to the next barrier, so to speak, I think.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, this is what's to come. Like, forget what you've been playing before, because this is it. And then, I completely get that. Yeah. For me, it would be Metal Gear Solid, and I can't praise this game enough. But yeah, for me, like Metal Gear Solid, at the time, it was just the first game that had like these massive cinematic cutscenes. Like everything I played before was just like either something like you've got to read the text, like Final Fantasy VII. Like a lot of all of the there's no voice acting in it. You've just got to literally just read the screen, even on the cutscenes and stuff. Whereas Metal Gear Solid, it was there's people voicing these, actors voicing these people, and just like I said, the stuff that Hideo Kojima did, like getting Psycho Mantis to read your memory card and putting the codec on the back of the CD case, and there's lots of things in there that I still forget about, and then when I play it again, I'm like, oh yeah, this is this bit, and I feel like similar to GTA 3, that kind of like steered the way for gaming. Like, look, this is what we can do with gaming. It doesn't have to be, blocky or whatever. We can actually turn these games into like cinematic, almost movies. And like if you see all the games that have come since then as well, I think that game played a massive part in like video gaming history, definitely.
Even as well, just talking about that, just another couple that have sprung to my mind is even like your Call of Duties once they went online, and Halo as well.
Yeah.
So like bringing in the online aspect to like multiplayer, like your battle royales or team deathmatch and stuff like that, and look at how massive they games are now, and what is brought at the back of them with like Fortnite and Destiny and all these other things as well. I mean, I remember the first time playing Call of Duty online, and it just blew my mind. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm playing against people all over the world, and
Yeah.
you're just basically fighting to survive and stuff." And again, look at the whole online aspect now, and then you've got like FIFA online, and
Yeah.
even any year of like Madden games, NBA games. It's just trying to get everything online, eh? So again, probably Call of Duty, you could probably class as up there as that. So there's different genres. So like you say, Metal Gear Solid is pushing everything down the movie route, cutscenes, everything, getting you immersed in a movie, caring about the story. You've got the Call of Duty aspect with the online multiplayer aspect of it, and then for me, like GTA with 3, as in like this is what games can be now, and then just look at how games changed at the back of that.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, GTA 3 and Metal Gear Solid. I think that those are good choices, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you want to shoot us with your two questions?
Yeah, so the first one here I've got is from Retro Red Steve, and he's got here, the question is, what one game, one toy, and one TV series would you love to bring back from your childhood?
One game, one toy, and one TV series.
Mm-hmm.
One game. I'm trying to think of a game that I used to play all the time. I might come back to that one. One toy. Oh god. I used to collect Thomas the Tank Engines back in day, but they used to be like
All right.
they used to be like proper metal, whereas now everything's
Mm-hmm.
plastic. But these ones back in day, they were like really heavy, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I used to love watching Thomas the Tank Engine anyway. So if I could find a way to bring all of those back and just have them just like, even if they're still battered, because like I remember just chucking them into like a box,
Yeah.
and because the metal, all paint just chipped off them and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, if there was a way to bring them back, even if they were still battered, I'd just love to just like look through them one more time, just go, oh yeah, I remember that one. That'd be good. One game. In fact, there is a game. It's the first game I ever played, like ever, and it was on Commodore 64. And I forgot what, I think it's something called Preschool 3 or something. And there's basically it's like a game to like help you learn, basically. So like when I was younger, when I was like basically I wasn't able to talk until I was about 3 years old. Like I had to go to speech therapy and all this.
All
And
right.
I think at the time my mum and dad thought, we'll get him this computer, because they probably were advised he needs to keep stimulated and to help him speak and talk. So I was just making noises basically. I wasn't actually coming out with words. But my older sister swore that she knew what I was talking about. So like, I'll go like, and then my sister would be like, "Mom, Mike wants a drink." Just like making out like she knew what I was talking about. But anyway, yeah. So, but that was the first game that I played, and I remember a game like within that called the Number Train, and basically you're in this train, and that's probably where my obsession with Thomas the Tank Engine came in. So you're in this train and you're at this station, and it'll say on the train, it'll say like 2 + 3, and then you've got to pick which station it needs to go to next. So it'll be like number 4, number 5, number 6. So 2 + 3, right? It needs to go to station 5. Yeah. So I think that would be the game that I would bring back, just so I could, yeah. But I can't remember what it's called. It's something like Preschool 3 or something on Commodore 64. And yeah, the TV series, I would give lots of money if they brought out the full box set on DVD or Blu-ray of Keenan and Kel.
Oh, I used to love that.
It's
Keenan and
literally
Kel, like,
nowhere. You can't you could watch it on YouTube, but it's just random episodes in it. But if they announced we're going to bring out a box set, it's got every single episode that we ever did, and it's and it's 50 quid. I would pay 50 quid happily
all over it
just to watch all of them again.
They were hula on soda. I still love that.
Put the screw in the tuna. Yeah.
Oh man, that was good. I used to love that program as well.
Yeah,
that is a good choice. That is a good choice.
Yeah, so it'd be my Thomas Trains, that Commodore 64 game, and Keenan and Kel. If they could just bring all of those back, I'd be one happy chappy.
Oh, that's going to be hard to trump now. I've got the game. I was struggling with the game until you mentioned Commodore 64, and I remember when I got my Commodore 64, there was a game that came with it, and this just blew my mind how good it was. And I've actually got it, and believe it or not, it came in a Mega Drive bundle that I bought on Facebook Marketplace, and it had a couple of Commodore 64 games in it, and this was one of them, right? And I'll show you it. It's this. So I don't know how easy this will come up on screen, but it's called Blaze Out. So it's actually a light gun game, right? And it's got Rambo, Platoon, Robocop, and then there's like a shooting academy type game, and it's absolutely brilliant. So this was like the light gun. My dad got this was part of the Commodore pack. So it was like a light gun plugged into the Commodore, and it had all these different ones. But because it was movie games as well, and I was that young, obviously I hadn't seen these movies at that time, but I'd played the game. And I'd love that to come back as like the games as a proper like light gun game again. I'd love that. I would absolutely love it. So that would be my game. TV show, I think it would probably have to be something like, we used to love, me and my brother loved like Thundercats. We loved X-Men, like the X-Men original ones, cartoons. And that was He-Man as well. I know that's more than one, but that was like my era in cartoons, since I'm an old fart. They would definitely be my TV shows, and my toys would actually be. Do you remember again? It was a cartoon, but me and my brother absolutely loved them. Was Action Force, like G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
Honestly, like we had loads of the figures. Like, and the good thing is, you can actually buy some of the retro, like still box ones now from Game. They have them like randomly in game stores. Well, they did have, probably not anymore. And you would get them for like £4. And there was certain ones that I've picked up and bought because I had them when I was a kid, and I've not opened them. I need to get them up in here. I've not actually got them for the attic yet, because I have got quite a few of them. But I loved playing with, it was Action Force we called them, but it was G.I. Joe was the program, but Action Force is what they used to be called. And man, me and my brother loved them. And I'll never forget, just a random story, there was one of them that was called Snake Eyes, and he was just all in black. He was like a commando ninja, and he was all in black, and he had the sword and everything. And what me and my brother used to do was we used to hide the Action Force. Like, he would go out the room, and I had so many Action Force, I had to hide in the living room, and he would come in, and he'd have to try and find them.
Yeah.
And there was one year that we had, this was our favourite one, was Snake Eyes, and we hid them in the Christmas tree. And then we couldn't find them again. We could not find them. And every year when my mum and dad put the tree up, we would hunt through the tree to try and find them, and we could not find them. And we've just come to the conclusion that I think what's probably happened is he's fell out the Christmas tree and the dogs ate him, and we've not noticed, because our dog at the time used to be a nightmare for eating our toys. Like I was talking about Mask there. I don't know if you remember Mask Crusaders, the little figures. Like, my dog got in the bedroom one time and ate about half my Mask toys and stuff. So the fact that we could never find this guy, we never found him, I was like, thinking back on it and speaking now, or like, I bet he's fell out the tree and the dogs ate him.
Oh no!
So that was his demise, I think. Okay, but I have now got him, because I got him in game. I found him in game. So Snake Eyes and his box and everything. So I need to get him put up, like on the wall or that somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll never come out the packet now. Like,
have you shown your brother that as well?
He was like, "Oh my god, I remember him." And like, my brother's like, if it's nostalgia things like that, he's interested in it. No anything gaming wise or that, but if it's like toys or programs we used to watch as kids, then he is like, he doesn't get as geeked out as I do about it. He's like, he's like, "Oh, that's cool," and that, and then he'll move on to the next thing. Whereas I'm like, "Look what I've got!" I get totally super excited.
Yeah, that's good. That yeah. Oh mate, just to go back just for one day be awesome. When it just like obviously like you've got like an imagination of how it was, but I don't think you will ever truly feel how it was back then. Like,
No,
yeah, just
no.
be good to go back for a day, wouldn't it? Just to reminisce and go, oh yeah, this is what it was like. No
Yeah.
internet. Can't just whip out your phone and see what's going on today. Yeah.
I know, exactly. Change days, eh? It is like. So that was one of my questions, which is a really good one. I like that one, Retro.
Mhm.
So the next one I've got is, I'm just clicking it, is from Valkyrie Games. This is a guy, Stephen, I used to work with actually years ago. I've just recently found him on TikTok. He's got like his own sort of games company that he works with, like sort of Dungeon Dragons, like board game, dice games type stuff.
Okay.
Pretty cool actually, like really cool. So he's put one console and one game for that console for the rest of your life. So I assume that means you can pick one console and one game, and that's the only game you can then play
And
for the
that's
rest of
it.
your life.
That's tough. I think
It is. It is.
because thing is, if so, I'm trying to think of a game where like the possibilities are endless. It's not like a case of play it beginning to end, and then once you've done, you're going to play beginning to end,
Yep.
forever, the same game forever. So I reckon it would either be probably Minecraft across one of the console that it's on. I think originally it came out on the PS3, but I'd probably play like the PS5 version because yeah, you can just literally build anything, and you can go exploring, and each world's different when you spawn it. It's like a unique world every single time. So I'd probably pick that, or maybe I'd pick Dreams on the PS4.
I've not seen that.
So Dreams is basically you can create anything you want. So remember on last episode I was telling you about Mr. Drippy from Nino Kuni?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
I created a Mr. Drippy that actually like acted like a character. So like you can build like a skeleton, you can like flesh it out and stuff, and you can get it like. So if I could say, right, when I press this button, you need to start like running or whatever. So, but you can literally make anything. People have like remade Little Big Planet on there, and also
right.
like the full game and stuff. Like
Yeah.
But that maybe I think that would be my second option because it is really technical. You need to put a lot of time into it. But yeah, I'd probably say Minecraft. What about you?
Yes, I struggled with this one because I was sort of thinking, oh, do I pick like some obvious choices like Robocop versus Terminator on the Mega Drive or something like that? But if it's one game you have to play for like the rest of the time, I don't know how long you could keep just playing that certain type of game. So my thought was it'd probably be like one of the old Championship Managers. So probably like either 0102 or I think it was 96, 97 were the ones that I played the most. Because again, you could play that so many times, pick different teams and things like that, and it has like so much like replayability again, if that's a word. And it probably is like 0102 is probably the game I've played like the most, to be fair, if it's not by just streaming it on TikTok and stuff, it's just sitting chilling playing it. And it's because it's just like endless challenges. You could pick all these different teams that you could go pick a team in the Premiership and build a super team, or pick a non-league team and try and get them to Champions League glory, and pick a Scottish team that you're only allowed to only buy Scottish players, for example. You used to set yourself wee challenges like that. So I think that would probably be mine actually. It would have to be one of the old school like Championship Manager games, because if it's for eternity, yeah, I could pick stuff like Road Rash or like Vice City on PS2 or something like that. But I think you would soon get fed up of those games if you were saying you had to play it like for 2 years solid. You could play anything else. Whereas for me, something like the old Championship Managers, I think I would still have that interest in it because I would keep playing it and pick different teams and set myself different challenges. So yeah, that would definitely be mine.
Yeah, I can imagine there's like endless possibilities. Like you say, you could start with one team and like say to set yourself challenges as well. Like I can only buy plays for under a certain amount of money, and
Yep.
no, I get that. Yeah, cool. Right, we've got a few more questions left. So the next one is from Red Dwarf 1992. And their question is, what is the best open world and RPG game ever? I'm guessing he means in our opinion. So
yeah.
So can you think of any like open world of RPG games that you've played that you think?
Yeah. Mine's would be like the Fallout games for me. Like I love like Fallout. If I could class like Fallout 4 as like that sort of open world like that, or even really any of them. See like New Vegas and things. I loved. That's why I was so gutted about Fallout 76 when it first came out, because it just was not what I was hoping it was going to be. Because I absolutely love the Fallout games, even the first and second one, which were like the turn-based ones on laptop or PC. It was really back then, but I loved them so much. And then when 76 came out, it was like, it didn't have that spark. And I know now they've done loads of updates and DLC to it, and you get all the other missions and things. But I'm at the stage now where I'm like, I just probably wouldn't go back to it. But yeah, open world wise, definitely like Fallout 4. I absolutely loved that game so much. Even Fallout 3 and stuff as well. It just, the whole series I loved, man. So yeah, that'd definitely be one for me, I think.
Yeah, I struggled a bit with this one because like most of the open world games are like they'll be like for example Ni no Kuni. There's like you'll be like in a city, which is like within one area, but then when you exit the city, it'll go into like an open map where you can like traverse to like different places and stuff. So I don't know if I could really class that as open world because it's not really in a sense. But I think the game that I would go towards is probably Ghost of Tsushima because it's I don't know. I think it's just like the setting of it. It's like obviously it's like really old. In the samurai day, I don't even know what year or century it was, but I just love the fact that I'll just pause there. And I just thought, whatever. Red Dead 2 is a very good one as well.
Yeah, that is a good one actually.
I think I'm going to
Especially
change
with all
mine.
the random encounters you can have on it as well. Like I wish I had gave the online aspect of that more, because I just played the game of it, and then I never really played it online. And see, when you watch videos now of people like streaming it and just finding these most craziest of random bloody encounters that they have, and I'm like, fuck, I wish I had gave the online aspect of it more time, because that's a really good one, by the way.
Yeah, I just imagined in Ghost of Tsushima riding the horse, and just like, yeah, this is really good. Then I'm like, wait a minute, you ride horses in Red Dead 2? Why have I not said Red Dead 2? Yeah, it would be Red Dead 2.
Yeah, that's a good shout as well, by the way. It could be. That's a tough one. And the thing is, Ghost of Tsushima as well. I don't know what you were like with it, but when I first started playing it, after about an hour, I was like, oh, I'm just not getting into this. And then once I sort of got the hang of it and the combat side of it, it clicked like that. And then that was me. I was addicted to it until I finished it. I just literally, that's the only game I played once I got the hang of it. But there was a time where I just wasn't quite getting it. And then once everything clicked for me, I was like, this game is brilliant. And it's stunning as well. Like the look of it is unbelievable, how raw it looks like. It's so nice.
Yeah, like exactly what you said. Like at the beginning, I was really clunky when it came to fighting, and I remember going to this like Mogul camp, and I thought, I've kind of got the basics. I'll try and do it, and I got my ass absolutely kicked. I was like, bloody hell, this is right hard. And then as you like progress and you get to learn it a bit more, you get to like unlock perks and stuff, don't you? So you can like do additional moves, and obviously you go to them hot springs, and that boosts your health up and stuff. So at the beginning, I was just hunting for those initially. I was like, right, I'm just going to find all those, get my health right up, and then get all these perks and stuff. But yeah, after that bit, it was really, really good. Yeah, and visually stunning. And then like Red Dead, like there's still like secrets that people are finding now, and it's been it's been out since 2015. No, not 2015, 2017.
Yeah, so yeah, it must be about 8 years anyway. Like, yeah, because is it not like 10 years since the last GTA or something that came out a couple of years after that, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of Red Dead,
Mm-hmm.
my daughter, she was going through TikTok and she saw one of my TikToks where I was, it was part of the podcast, and I think it was the one that we did with Andy Tudor. And she saw your face pop up on screen, and she's like, "Dad, RetroSega81 looks like the guy who voices John Marsden on Red Dead 2. Have you seen him?"
I've not. No, I'm gonna have to Google them now. I think I probably have because I've seen the conventions. Because I think they're quite big at going to like the Comic Con
Yeah.
conventions and stuff. But I've never paid a proper attention. So what one was it again? Sorry, I'm gonna have to Google them now.
Let me find his name. It's something
Right.
like Wheater or something. Not Wheater.
Right.
John Marsden, voice actor.
Voice actor. Let's have a look.
Rob Wheatoff.
Oh yeah, I see him now.
There's a picture of him with his cap on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I went, it is.
Yeah.
It's Rob. I said, a Retro Sega is Rob Wheatoff. He's a
I've
voice
got my
actor,
beard
isn't he?
down a little bit. Yeah.
So he just puts on a Scottish accent for the podcast. That's all.
He's better looking than me, that guy. But actually, when you click on it, there's a couple of pictures where he's got like a lumberjack check shirt, and he does a wee bit actually. He does if my hair was a bit longer at the back, and I might have to grow that out to try and that would be quite a good cosplay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you flashed on the screen for about maybe a second or two, and she was like, "Dad," and because she's obsessed with Red Dead.
I'll take that. I've been called worse, by the way, so I'll take that.
Right, the next question is from JPS Darko, Jamie.
Nice
his
one.
question, his question is, what was the first VHS, DVD, and video game you ever bought for yourself?
Oh, geez, See, for like video game, I would have bought Commodore 64 ones and that, but I can't really remember. We used to go to John Menzies. I don't know if you ever remember them, but there used to be a big John Menzies in Dunfermline, which was like W.H. Smith basically. And you go up the stair and had all the Spectrum and Commodore games. But the first one that springs to mind that I remember, and I think I've talked about it before, was Transport on the Master System. So I remember when I got my Master System, that was the first game I bought, and it was from a wee computer shop. And I have actually got it now. If I can find it, it's dark in here now, so I'm maybe not. Yeah. Oh no, that's not. Is it that one? I can't see it now because it's quite dark in here now, so I'm struggling to see. But yeah, Transport was like the first one I remember. It's like an R-type game, eh? That's the first one I remember, and it cost me a tenner as well, because I remember, which was quite a bit, a long time ago, I tell you, for a game. VHS and DVD. DVD, I think, would have been, it probably would have been like one of the Rocky ones. I probably bought like the Rocky Anthology, which I do still have. I think that was probably, it would have been, I definitely probably would have been like a Rocky DVD, because that would have been like the first thing I would want to watch. Because when I got my VHS, when I started collecting them again, the first VHS tape I bought was Rocky 4. That's the first one I bought. But back in the day, as a kid, I can't really remember. I remember what I used to rent at the video shop all the time was The Simpsons. I remember renting that all the time, the Simpsons episodes, especially the one that had Bart the General in it when he goes up against Nelson. Because remember, you used to get like 3 or 4 episodes per tape. But I didn't remember what would be the first VHS that I bought. Like, nah. What about yourself?
Yeah, so... Oh, yeah. Okay, so... VHS, I remember there used to be a Blockbuster near me, and like obviously you could rent movies and that, but they'd always have like a basket full of ex-rental video cassette tapes. And the first VHS that I can remember buying myself was an ex-rental, and it was Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Oh yeah.
What's the name? I forgot her name. The blonde girl. It's gone. But I remember seeing that at the cinema, and
Mhm.
I tried to convince my mates to come with me to go and watch it. I'm like, it's on
Yeah.
tonight, and they'd never seen first one, so they were just like, yeah, we're not
Mhm.
bothered about that. So I ended up just going
Yeah.
on my own, and I would I was 12 at the time, and
Mhm.
absolutely loved it. And then yeah, it was probably about a year later, and I just saw it in extra. I'm like, oh sweet, yeah, I'll pick that up. I think it was like probably like £3, which weren't too bad. So yeah, that was like the first VHS that I ever bought myself. DVDs. I was a bit late to the game for DVDs because I remember DVDs being like so expensive, like when they first came out. Like
Yeah.
in today's money, you're probably talking like £30 a movie, weren't you? Like
Yeah.
back then, like really expensive. But then when me and the missus first got our own place, we got a thing through door, and it was like I forgot what they call it, but basically they'll post you a DVD, and if you don't
Mhm.
send it back, you've got to pay for it. Um,
Ah, right. Okay.
I forgot
Like
what it's
Love
called.
Film type thing. Do you remember that? Love Film.
Love Film.
That used, yeah, that used to do that, and then they started doing it with games as well. That you could rent so many games a month, and they would send them out
Oh
to you.
yeah, yeah.
You could play them and then send it back. But they started off with DVDs. They done it online with DVDs.
It might have been Love Film, or was it Play.com or something like that?
Play.com, you used to be able to buy them from there, yeah, because I used to get loads of DVDs from there and do like the cheap ones that had like an under £3 section or
Uh,
something. I used to just go in and just like buy loads and loads of them, eh?
yeah, I think it must have been Love Film, but yeah, like they send you like a checklist, didn't they? Like it got like images of
Mhm.
like all the DVDs
Yeah.
that are available,
Mhm.
and it'll say check the ones that you're interested in. And
Yep.
I think the first one that came through door, which wasn't one that I asked for, was Finding Nemo.
Oh,
I was like, I'm sure I didn't ask for this, but then it got to a point where I just didn't send it back, so I had to pay
yeah.
for it. I'm like, all right, yeah. So I think that's the first DVD that I actually paid for. And video game, I think it was on the PS1. I got the PS1 for my birthday, and it came with Rayman, Crash Bandicoot, and it might have been International Superstar Soccer Pro. I was obsessed with that game. And then,
Oh,
but
great game.
before I got that for my birthday, I remember going to my mate's house and he had Tekken 2. And
All right.
I remember being absolutely obsessed with it. And I got some birthday money. So I'm like, I think I was about 10 at the time. And I tried saying to my mum and dad, can I get this? And they're like, oh, no, we don't want you playing fighting games, because they thought, oh, he's going to start fighting at school and stuff, trying to
Yeah.
copy these moves like Yoshimitsu and stabbing people. And I convinced them and said, no, look, the age rating says, this, it's between this age and this age, and I'm this age, so I should be able to play it. And they're like, go on then. So I ended up using my own money to buy it. So Tekken 2 was probably the first game that I ever bought for myself. Yeah.
Nice. Mental to think that, all those years ago, and that's
Uh,
what it was, It's crazy, man.
I was looking as well at the prices of like games back then, and they were like 35-40 quid for PS1 games in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And in today's money, that's like nearly 80 quid, like in conversion. Like if you convert it, like the original
Yeah.
PS1, that was 299 when that first came out.
Mm-hmm.
But in today's money, that's like 750 quid. It's like crazy, isn't it?
I know. I've noticed it with Mega Drive games when people used to share like the nostalgia pictures of like the like Argos or Toys R Us catalogue and
Yeah, yeah,
things, and it was like the game Sonic 3 or whatever, and it's like 40 quid for a game, and like SNES games being about 40 quid, and you're like, oh, I don't ever remember them being that expensive, but then I didn't buy them. It was my mum and dad
yeah,
would buy
exactly.
games for your Christmas and things, and then you're like, Jesus, if you put it into today's market, it's probably like that's like £100 game, really, when you think about it. And
Yeah,
then I know we do moan about games that start getting closer to like £100. Like that's absolutely shocking. But when you do that comparison of like inflation, how prices were back then, but technically we're probably paying the same price for games.
yeah,
It's just because obviously people are earning more, price of things have went up. But yeah, if you're thinking about spending £40 on a Mega Drive game 30 years ago. That was a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah,
That
it
was a
was.
lot of money.
Yeah. Crazy.
Mhm.
Right, the next question. This question is just for you, Retro Sega.
Oh no.
apparently, I'm not important enough to be asked a question.
Is that
No, I'm
Scottish
joking. Yeah, Scottish question.
question?
So this one is from Coach Marv, and
Oh.
yeah. So it's going to be good if Coach Marv's asked a question. So he's put, this is for Retro Sega. If Stallone had to do an Arnie movie and vice versa at their height of action stardom, which films should they do? And he's put, for him, Stallone in Total Recall would be his choice.
All right. Okay. By the way, that is a bloody good question. Oh, I would want to see Stallone as in Commando. I know it's technically Rambo, but still, that would be cool. Um, oh, you know what? I would want to see Arnie and Rocky. Can you imagine Arnie trying to fight in Rocky, like being an actual boxer? I think that would be hilarious to watch. That definitely be my pick for Arnie. I would love to see. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change my mind here. I'm going to have, and it's a bit of a cop out because it was hinted and showed it in True Lies. I don't know if you've seen that True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So in that, it's quite hard to explain the movie. So it came out in the 90s, right? And it's basically like a wee boy gets a ticket to go to the cinema to watch a movie, which is his favourite action star, who is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I can't remember his character name in the movie. And then he basically gets zapped into the movie, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
But the like Arnie and that don't know they're in a movie. They don't, because they just, it's real life to them. But this boy is obviously like, oh my god! And there's a part in the movie where he walks into his brilliantness. They walk into the video shop, and walking out is the T1000. So Robert Patrick walks out as the T1000, as in all the cop stuff and the wee boys like that. And Arnie doesn't even bat an eyelid. And when he goes in, it's like all the movies and that are there, but some of them have got different actors. So the big movie's the Terminator, and they've got a big massive poster, and it's Stallone as the Terminator. And the wee boy's like, no, that's not right. That's not right. But and Arnie's like, no, this is like, he was brilliant in this movie, and da 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 da. So I was like, that's what you'd want to see. So I'd want to see Stallone as the Terminator. That would be cool. And I'd love to see Arnie as Rocky, to see him fight Drago. Like, and hopefully Dolph Lundgren would just batter him. That would be my pick. That would be hilarious to see.
Yeah, can you imagine? Because Arnie, like back in his prime, were massive, weren't he? Like, imagine him as a boxer.
I know.
You wouldn't want to walk into the ring with him, would you?
No, definitely not. Like, I mean, like the epitome of like your like big beefcake sort of superstar movie is like Predator with Arnie with the vest and the muscles and the arms, and then obviously they had like Jesse the Body Ventura, a big guy as well that was a wrestler and bodybuilder, and then obviously Carol Weathers, who was Apollo Creed. So you've got him as Apollo Creed in the Stallone movies, but you've then got was Dylan and Predator. So he was like another like beefcake guy and stuff as well. So yeah, that's what I would have. I'd definitely have them switch around. The other thing I wish had happened is like the Expendable movies. I just wish they were like maybe about 10 years earlier when the guys were that. But I mean, I love the first two Expendable movies. The third one I do like as well because Mel Gibson's in. I mean, I love Mel Gibson movies too. For the nostalgia hit, they're brilliant. They're perfect. The one-liners everywhere and all of that. I just wish they were maybe just a little bit earlier. As more.
Bit younger.
But yeah, that would be mine. I'd love to see Stallone as the Terminator, and I'd love to see Arnie in Rocky 4.
Yeah, good choice. And I thought that was a really good question. I thought, yeah, he's going to love this one.
Brilliant one. He knows that I love Stallone. Like, as I say, that's if there was ever a man crush to be had, it would have to be Stallone for me. Even my missus would say that. He's just the man's a legend. I'll have to take a week off work probably when he passes. Like, I don't think I'll be able to handle that. Like, no way.
He's getting on a bit now, and he's in his 70s, right?
He's in his 70s. Like, I mean, do you watch Tulsa King with him in it? The TV show. Tulsa King, it's called. It's a TV show. He was like a mob boss that basically gets put away, and he gets out of prison. And he basically has kept his mouth shut to whatever's happened. I'm not say too much, and this happens all in the first episode. And basically, it's part of the mob bosses, and they want to get rid of him, so they send him to Tulsa, which is in the middle of nowhere, and he starts like building an empire there. It's brilliant. Stallone is amazing in it. It's really, really good. Like, so it's season 2. I think is it season 2 that's just finished, or season 3? Can't remember, but I've not watched the most up to date one yet. But it's really good. It's honestly, Stallone is tremendous in it. He's really, really good in it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Stallone fanboy. He is actually really good in it. It's just he's just a brilliant total mob boss. So that's definitely worth a watch. If you've not seen it, get it on the list.
Yeah, it sounds good. That I have to keep an eye out, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we've got 2 more questions. So the next one is from Rebecca Chill and Comfort Gaming, and her question is: if you both had to work together to create a video game from scratch, what would you both create? So I don't know if she means like collectively, you and me, we're working with each other, or she means separately. Yeah.
Have to be collectively, I think. What would we do? What would we?
Yeah, pitch your idea to me, and then I'll pitch you mine.
An open world Metal Gear Solid with what could we have in it? Open world Metal Gear Solid. Mind you, I don't know how that would really work, mind you, because it's.
Well, Metal Gear Solid 5 is kind of open world, kind of. But it's
is that the one that's like in the desert and everything? Or like I think I maybe played a little bit of that one if I remember right. That's a bloody good question, actually. I'm trying to think of something for the 2 of us that would tick both the boxes for the 2 of us. For me, it would have to be something that was maybe movie themed as well. If we could link it to a movie that we both maybe like, that would be good.
Yeah, that's
What are you thinking if we were to have something together?
When I first saw this question, I thought I'm just going to be really silly and and really dark at the same time. And I thought we should do a game called P. Diddy Escape the Mansion. But I thought that's probably too dark. And you can imagine you're in this mansion, you've got to escape, but all the door handles are lubed up with baby oil, and there's no way to get out. And you can see P. Diddy coming towards you, literally and physically.
Like Five Nights at Freddy's type thing.
It's P. Diddy.
By the way, that would be the sort of most random game I can see Super Lit Gaming like Tony play, and he would be fucking brilliant with the comedy stuff that he would come out on that. If that was a game, 100% he would play it, and you'd have to watch it because you get comedy gold at him for that. Like,
but yeah, if we're being serious, I think definitely an open world. Maybe we could have a game where Jackie Chan stars in it, Sylvester Stallone stars in it.
Movie stars, like you could pick actual movie stars, like the guys that were in next. How was Jackie Chan not in the Expendables? By the way, there's a thing.
I know.
That's shocking.
It was Jet Li, weren't it, that they got instead?
Yeah, that's it. And then even got like Chuck Norris and everything in there. Yeah. Like, surely there would have been a space for Jackie Chan in there. You would have thought,
Maybe he's still got some time left, so maybe.
Open world with him. Yeah, if Jackie Chan, that's a good shout.
What do you think they're fighting against each other though, or do you think they have to work together?
What do we think? Maybe have them fighting against each other to find out who is the ultimate action star.
Yeah, and
something like that.
And then at the end, there's like a massive twist where they've been like played against each other, but the people have been like naysaying about, Jackie said this about you, Stallone, and Arnie said this about you, Jackie Chan, and they all hate each other. And then when they do come at the end and they're all battered and bruised, they find out that the person who's spread all these rumors is the one behind it all. So then they have to work together to then beat this like final boss. But who would the final boss be?
Which is where I thought you were going to see P. Diddy there. It did
cross my mind.
It would have to be The Rock, The Rock,
Oh, The
Dwayne
Rock.
Johnson is the final boss, or who would we say? Oh, wait, or do we have it? Final boss is something like Freddy Krueger or something. Mind you, he wouldn't be doing that. He would just wipe them out anyway.
Yeah.
Who would be a good final boss for something like that? Something random. Maybe a bad guy for a computer game or something. Who could we have? An evil genius like Dr. Robotnik.
Dr. Robotnik. I think that'd be a good ending. That yeah. But he's like, have you seen?
Or Thanos. Thanos for the Avengers. There we go. Could be that. Thanos for the Avengers.
Thanos. There we go. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I think that'd be really good, wouldn't it? I think maybe we should get to work and pack in TikTok and podcast and that, and let's make a game. Let's get in touch with Jackie.
Get messaging Andy. Getting messaging Andy.
Yeah.
Tudor, so you get the ball rolling for us. We'll just make sure we get the rights to it. But there we go. We've got our way in and everything.
Yeah. I'll message Andy Tudor our idea. I'll pitch it to him, and if he doesn't reply, then maybe he's just busy. We'll
be. Yeah, that's it. It's probably too good of an idea. It's not fair on all the other computer games and video games to come. They just say they can't do that.
Thing is, we'll pitch our idea and we're like, oh, he never came back to us. Then 2 years down the line, we're like, that's our game. We said that. Right. Last question, and it's from Retro Revival, aka Tom. So he says you have to sell your whole game collection apart from 3 games. Which are you keeping?
Oh. So for me, see, this is tough because you maybe automatically think, right, I'll just keep the big hitters, but I'm going to keep the 3 games that maybe mean the most to me, just like nostalgia wise for playing them. I think that's what I'm going to go with there, and I would say RoboCop versus Terminator on the Mega Drive, which is probably no surprise to anybody. I would probably also say actually Tomcat Alley on the Mega CD, which I do have here, if I can find it, which is basically it's a movie clip game where think of Top Gun, pretty much Top Gun, but it's like based in a movie. I absolutely loved that game growing up. It's bloody solid though, I tell you that, but it was just a game I absolutely loved growing up. So I would probably say they two, and maybe like Vice City, Vice City, just because that's like my favourite of the 3 that came out on the PS2. And I actually have I own the physical of it, because games that I've like downloaded, I'm not going to class them in that. Like games that I've got for Steam and stuff like that. Yeah, I would say that would be mine. Vice City, RoboCop versus Terminator, and then Tomcat Alley on the Mega CD. I think that'd be my 3.
Yeah, good choices.
How about yourself?
Oh yeah. First game for definite, Metal Gear Solid.
I knew that. I was waiting for that one.
That's definitely staying. I'm trying to think of, and I probably would keep Ni no Kuni as well, because, like, yeah, it's quite sentimental to me, that one. Third one, I don't know whether to stick with PS1 or.
I can't believe you're not saying Westlife, because you've got a world record.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Westlife. Cheers, mate. I forgot. Oh no. That can definitely go. I'm done with Westlife. I know too much about him now. It's quite scary. I probably would go with Jackie Chan Stuntmaster. I was thinking, I don't want to pick that one, but I can't think of anything else. So yeah, so it'd be Metal Gear Solid, Ni no Kuni, Jackie Chan Stuntmaster. I would have picked The Last of Us, but again, but again, like I think it was last episode, I said, there's a TV show that I can
Oh, keep you going, yeah.
I can watch that as a different medium.
Mhm.
So I'm going to use that excuse again. So yeah, it'd be Metal Gear Solid, Ni no Kuni, and Jackie Chan Stuntmaster.
Good choices, good choices.
And that's it. That's it for episode. Is it episode 9?
It is episode 9. I'm
Sure.
sure. Final answer, Chris.
Episode 9. That's it for episode 9. So thank you so much to everybody with your amazing questions. To be honest, like I think I only posted the video yesterday, and again, we didn't really have an agenda for today. I think we were just going to wing it.
Yep.
So we did just pop a video out, just asking for questions, and you guys delivered. So yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, some of these questions again got us thinking. So thank you so much. Yeah, so episode 9. So Dylan, you're actually going on holiday, aren't you? Next week.
Yeah, so I'm away for 10 nights, so it'll be a little mini break from the podcast for us to think of something special for episode 10. So yeah, so it probably will be a couple of weeks until the next one comes out. So we'll get our thinking caps on to maybe do something special. Maybe it times out quite well with it being episode 10 as well. A nice little milestone for us. So yeah, unfortunately I'm abandoning the Yorkshire Gamer for a little bit of time.
What am I going to do all by myself in this man cave? Just talk to myself. Maybe I'll get a different co-host who doesn't go on holiday. And
well, I'm expecting another world record for the time I come back. There we go. I want one more world record by the time I come back.
It won't be on Westlife. Well, it might be. But that's the only one I can do. Like the rest are too hard. But yeah, so as we'll be having maybe a week or two break from the podcast. So obviously, if you've not caught up yet, then please go and check out all of the episodes that we've done so far. In particular, episode 6 with Andy Tudor. That is an amazing episode. We were so privileged to have him on the podcast, and he shares his 25-year career in 2.5 hours. Yeah, and he was such a fun guy to have on. So if you've missed that or you've not listened to it yet, please go and check that one out. But yeah, I think for episode 10, like I said, I think we're gonna have to go big, whether it's just like a massive quiz trivia extravaganza or something else. But if you've got any ideas, guys, let us know in the comments, and we'll certainly bear that in mind.
Yep.
Cool. Right. Well, yeah. Thanks everyone. I'm the Yorkshire Gamer, and you can find me on TikTok, and I'll pass it over to you.
Yep, so RetroSega81, again, pretty much TikTok. I do have other social medias and stuff, all RetroSega81, but it is mostly TikTok that I do post my content on.
Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks everyone. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and stay awesome. Ta-ra.